Awesome. Welcome to day 5 of stepping into the creative flow. Super proud of you for showing up for yourself, because that's what this is about recommitting to your practice. And today we are going to be standing in our power and sharing our gifts with the world. What a beautiful thing. All right, so I was just asking if everyone was able to join for the 5 days. If you happen to miss a day, there are replays. There is a replay page. It's right now it's on YouTube that you can actually go back and watch. So I'll have those up for the next week, and you can, do the work so that you can get back into your groove. Stephanie asked, did you make your shirt? It looks like your paintings. Yes. I like to, every time I make a series, I like to create that matches my my art, right? So if you ever go to Redbubble, you can always create your own artwork as well.
Okay.
All right. So just a showing from yesterday. This is my end piece. I posted it as well. I always feel that, sometimes when you get into the creative flow, it's good to step away for a couple hours and then come back to it and add another layer. So it doesn't have to be completed at one time. You can always add 2 or 3 layers or more. But then when you get to that point where you're like, okay, I'm cool with this. So put in power, right? And Lisa had commented, empowering women empower women. Yes, we are empowering each other. We're supporting each other in community. So I love seeing all the comments of how you're stepping up and supporting each other in this process. It's beautiful. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let me share my screen. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right, share screen. All right, stepping to the creative flow. So yesterday we had an art prize, which was the book, Essential Art Therapy Exercises. Oh, here it is, right here. So I want to say congratulations to Denise Heel. I think I said her name right, for showing up. I'm going to be sending this to you. What I liked about her piece was that I think she was at work and she used some whatever found art supplies that she happened to have in her purse, which were a couple colors, and she created with it. And I just think that's like a beautiful metaphor. It's like we have to use what we got, right? We can always make excuses. I can't do this. I can't do that. Use what you got. You use your time. Your creative practice of look at it like a secret lover. You're like, I'm going to give my secret lover some time, right? So like this is your lover. This is your your self-love, right? Your self-care practice. So use what you got, whatever materials you have, whatever time that you have that you can squeeze in. We got to do it, right? So I'm just going to ask you, if you wouldn't mind, if we could just mute and we'll go ahead and get started. So for today's prize, I'm going to be giving a 1-hour session with me. So I do free creative soul sessions. I just offer them so they give you extra support so you can get a little bit more clarity of whether it's coaching or just some direction. I do offer that, and I have a few more sessions for next week. But for today, I want to give someone a full hour session. So part of winning this prize is being able to post under this sticker that I'm going to put up into the Facebook group. Oh, look at Denise just entered. Ha 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 ha. To let her know that she won. This is about sharing your gifts to the world. So we're going to be posting our art for today, which is going to be about our next step, what you feel like the next step is for you. And I want you to put your Instagram on there, your website, your ways that we can connect with you, projects that you're working on. Like really share with us. We want to know like what you're about, what your gifts are, your zone of genius, so that we can support each other. Okay, so that's why we're here. Okay. So Denise, I know you just got here, but I just announced that you won the book. So I wanted to say congratulations. Is she on here? Okay, she's quiet. Maybe she's at work. Okay, we'll just keep on going. But I just want to say congratulations to you.
Oh, sorry, I'm here. It's just so funny because I had to like literally run away from my desk because I'm not supposed to have my phone out at my desk.
Well, that's why I picked you, because I love that you used whatever that was in your bag to create your art, and you did it, and you still showed up even though you're at work. So I do I just think it's really awesome. Congratulations. Okay, I can't hear you because you've been muted, but that's okay. You can always post in the chat. Thank you so much for showing up.
Right. Sorry, I was on mute, so I got too excited and I just literally ran away from my desk because I'm not supposed to have my phone out.
That's so awesome.
Really, yes, thank you so much. That means a lot.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so happy that you showed up every day. I think it's pretty amazing that you're here and you're sharing your gifts with us. So thank you.
Yes, you're so welcome. Thank you all.
Okay, so get back to work. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the next steps on your journey. I'm going to ask you a question here because I want to know what's been brewing for you. What do you think is? We were talking about recommitting to our art practice, right? Because it happens, life happens. We kind of lose ourselves and then we make that commitment to come back, right? And what does that look like for you? We're actually going to be doing some journaling, some art about that in just a little bit. But I'm going to go back to the chat and just say, like, what have you thought about? Like, is it that you want to start promoting your course more that you've created? Or maybe you want to, hey, I just want to do a series of like 8 paintings, or maybe it's journaling 5 days a week, whatever that is for you. I would love for you to post in the chat, like what you're thinking, okay? And we'll do some art about it. And then I'm going to talk about the Art of Healing and Manifesting program as well. Let me stop sharing. I'm just going to see where you're at with your thoughts. Lisa said, I started a new painting, sort of cleaned up and organized my studio. Excellent. And okay, Victoria says, finding my artistic voice. Excellent. And the more that you create, the more that it's going to show up for you. And it's really about, I'm going to show a little case study here, but it's really about just making a choice of what your interests are, what your inspiration is, and then go in that direction. Okay. So your voice will come out, your artistic voice will come out when you make that choice and you just show up and you do the work, right? Mickey says for her, it's just starting. Planning another series on self-love. Ooh, beautiful. I'd like to see what that looks like. Committing more time to my art practice, finishing my website, start promoting my work. That's for Colleen. Excellent. Okay, good. I'm glad that that's like you're starting to think about like, what is my next step, right? Liz says, I want to commit to the creative process on a regular basis, rituals as well, maybe book by the end of the year. Yes, yeah, bring on that book. I'm excited to see that come up for you. Patricia says, sell some art. All right, some more art business. Denise says, I would like to learn more about finding artistic voice. Okay. Starting out with my rituals and working on setting aside time for creative flow. And Abigail says, carving out a space I'm called to create in my new home. Yeah, creating a space is really important. Even if it's the kitchen table, that's okay. You know, like wherever it is for you, you know, you have to use what you got. If you can use a spare room, or, you know, if you want to have a studio, if that works for you to leave home. For me, it works better at home just because I have kids, but it's definitely, you know, something that you want to have a safe space for you. Claim it. Okay, so let me go back. Thank you guys for sharing. Rebecca says, making a goal to create something every day. Yep, getting creative every day is really important. Okay, so share screen. Okay, so I had talked about the Art of Healing and Manifesting program a little bit. I think it was yesterday or the day before I brought it up, where I see individuals. It's all about self-development. It's individual sessions. We have 14 sessions together, and we kind of do like a deep dive, I like to call it. And it's all about transformation. So it's about mapping your course, We focus on self-confidence, self-compassion, consistency in your art practice, money manifesting, inner child healing, dressing the shadow. It's about gaining clarity and then stepping into your vision. And then it's all about up leveling each area of your life, because like we said before, with that focus wheel, everything is interconnected, right? So it's an opportunity to like really focus on your goals and what you want, and then seeing them manifest. So I'm just going to share a client that I have. I really love her. She's so expressive. So she's someone that doesn't even see herself as an artist. When you see her work, you're like, oh my gosh, she's an artist. She's an artist, most definitely an artist. And I love how this is her interpretation of that focus wheel. So she didn't do my numbers that I asked her to do, but that's okay. I made numbers because we rated each where she was at. But she did it as like a little creative expression for each slice of the pie, right? So she had self-love. This is about manifesting a relationship, a partner. She wanted a creative business, healthier food, space in her apartment. She wanted to start painting. She does like graphic design work, but she doesn't do artwork for herself, right? For her own healing. She wants to focus on her own finances, and she wants to travel. So I'm going to show you the series that she decided to work on, because we were talking about empowerment and what does that look like, right? And she did a little self-portrait of her higher self. This is something that we had started with. And she made a commitment for her paintings that she was going to start doing God and Goddess paintings about self-love and empowerment, and using her animal guides. So I think this is a really powerful image of this is her showing up for herself. And I really love how beautiful this came out and how expressive it is. I have a goddess deck, and so we started pulling from the deck to see for inspiration, right? We're talking about oracle cards. So she got Kali, which is time to face your fears. So even though we make these commitments to ourselves that we're going to show up, we're going to do our business, we're going to practice, there's still those beliefs that come up, the fear that comes up, and we have to address it. Right? They are gonna kind of sneak in, that imposter syndrome, all that stuff, and being able to reframe it. Okay, so you learned some really amazing tools this week that you can use to reframe it with your affirmations and the journaling and things like that. So I'm just letting you know it's just part of the process, right? Oh, sorry, I went backwards. I'm just showing this here. Oh, not sure why that's not good. Okay. Okay, so this is just a part of the series that she decided to create some masculine energy, Persephone's. This was cool. We were actually working on her manifesting abundance and allowing that energy of abundance. And the card that we picked from that, because we were healing her money story, was Lakshmi. And I was like, oh my God, I just love how the universe works, because it called Lakshmi for her. And she's like, I have to create a Lakshmi painting. So Lakshmi is the goddess of abundance. If you don't know her, she's really amazing. You want to bring her energy around. And a part of the program is working, you have the Life is Your Masterpiece paintings classes. So she took those, and these are like her interpretation, which I think is really beautiful here. She did it with her own style. Here's another, like they're set up a little differently. She started taking pictures of her art. And she's kind of at that point where she's like, what is my next steps? What am I going to be doing with this art that I created, right? Now that I've gone, because she wasn't creating for herself. So then she kind of like opened up this portal and she started creating, right? And she has all this beautiful artwork. And then part of that process is the demons come up, right? So you see like the fat fucker here, terrible, right? So this is part of those limiting beliefs, the negative self-talk, the wounded ego, the shadow work. So even though she was making beautiful artwork, the self-doubt comes up, and it's being able to address it. So this is part of the process in the Art of Healing and Manifesting program, is that we heal those wounds, we heal that process. And just before, I'm going to show you another artist that I've worked with, which I thought her work was really cool too. Just going back to this pie, this client, she is now dating someone, which is pretty amazing. She manifested a trip to Europe this fall. She's eating healthier. Obviously, you see that she's painting more. And so maybe her next steps might be focusing more on a creative business. So we're still working on that. But you could see that it's a process, and you grow and you expand because you're choosing to focus on your art, right? I'm excited about this. I can totally see her goddess series as as an oracle deck or something along those lines. Okay. So just going back, this is another expressive piece from another client that I work with, doing a lot of like money healing. And I just like this piece because it really goes with the darkness of not feeling good enough, of of her relationship with money at the time when we started working together. So it was just, healing those beliefs about money, and how they came about. So a lot of this stuff happens when we're younger, from our own experiences, and like being able to pinpoint, like, why do I believe this, and why am I pushing money away? And then learning to have a healthy relationship with money. And this is that other artist that I was talking about, and she got in touch with her money honey, and she wanted to manifest a boyfriend too. And I thought this was so funny because when she showed me the picture of her boyfriend, it looked just like her money honey that she created, that she manifested. So I was like, oh my God, that's crazy how powerful artwork is. It's just, when you do the work, you really do the work, you show up for yourself, things shift. Okay. So it's exciting to show you this. And I want to show you the same client. I put a big butterfly over her face, but this is on her focus wheel. She wanted not only to manifest a boyfriend and more money, a new car. And this was the car that she had put on her focus wheel. And this is her celebrating. So it's awesome. It's awesome. You're going to see the numbers go up. You're going to see to be expansive. It's like when you focus your attention and really believe that you're worthy, things shift, right? So I just wanted to share that with you. Just some fun wins, some fun celebrations. And I do this program throughout the year where I open up and let people know about it. So I'll ask you if you guys have any questions about it. It's like I said, it's individual self-development work. And usually every time that I launch it or put it out there, I tend to tweak it, but I kind of like the way it's set up right now. So I'm going to keep it like that. But I did have another idea. This one I'm going to be showing you now. It's something new. And I'm calling it the launch program. And it's for those of you who feel like you've already done that inner work and you're ready to take yourself to that next step. So this is like a group format. It's about sharing your message. So if you have like a online group or online classes or any kind of services, or you're wanting to learn how to build community and call in your ideal clients, and show up as a leader and make consistent income with your own services, this is going to be, it's called the launch program. And I'll be opening that up as well. I don't have that on my website just yet, even though I'm going to show you. Let me see if I can show you on my website anyway. If you want to know more about the Art of Healing Manifesting program, you can always check it out on my website. It's on here. I just don't have the launch program on there yet. So it has all that. It has the lots of case studies or just testimonials. Okay, so let me just go back to here. And okay. So let me go back to, we're going to be talking about celebrating, because just like in that last picture that I showed you, is that we have to celebrate the small baby steps that we take, right? And then celebrate the big things that manifest too. So you showing up for 5 days, this is a time to celebrate. I mean, definitely do something for yourself. When I do these like little experiences, I celebrate. I like to go to Lush. That's kind of like my little, I don't know, kind of like, I always feel like their bath bombs are way too expensive, but I go in there and I buy them and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to celebrate by taking a nice bath and just really enjoy it. So I celebrate showing up, that I said I was going to do something and I followed through, right? This is why we celebrate, is that we have that follow through. I'm just going to go back and just look at the comments. Oh, Maggie says, not an artist, not buying it. Yeah, I think sometimes we can get stuck in that. Like, what do I do with my artwork? You know, is my artwork good enough? Who's going to want this? You know, those kind of thoughts are totally normal. And a lot of people, and she is an artist, right? The client that I showed, she's totally an artist. She actually does graphic design. So this is kind of like a new body of work. It's a new style for her, but it's very authentic. I think it's very her, like her voice is coming out. And Laura says, I absolutely love her work. Yes, I love her work too. And I know that if she wants to take that next step of making it into the business or selling it or whatever she'd like to do with it, it's going to be successful, right? Okay, so let's go back to you. I just wanted to share that to you because I want you to think of possibilities of like those next steps and what that is for you. So what I'm going to ask you to do is take out your journal, and we're going to create art. That's what I'm saying. Like when you create the art, something might come up that you're not even expecting. But what are you committing to? After taking this 5 days of stepping into the creative flow, you know how to do it. What are you committing to? So you could put some dates on here, but you can make this into an image. It doesn't have to be just writing. It could be actually drawing out, you know, what it is that you are willing to step up to of. And if for those of you that are looking for like your voice, like you were saying, so commit to choosing something. Say like, okay, I'm gonna like work on my artistic voice, whether it's abstracts, to say, okay, well, I would like to make 5 abstracts in the next month or 2 months, you know. So when we talked about creative flow on day 1, we said we need to make it measurable, right? We need to say that it's certain times, like a certain, you know, times a week that we're going to show up for it. Or I know that Liz wants to create a book. So where are you going to create the time to do that? You know, like, can you say, I'll spend 9 to 10 every morning, just an hour. You know, an hour a day can get you so far. One of my favorite books by Eckhart Tolle, A New Earth. I watched an interview with Oprah with him, and he said that he created the book just an hour a day. He just woke up and he gave it some energy. And I was like, oh my God, what a phenomenal book. You know, it wasn't rushed. It wasn't 10 hours a day. There wasn't stress. It was just a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. The baby steps, right? So I'm going to go ahead and give you some time to do some art about this, what you're committing to, you know, your next step, what you feel is the right direction for you. And what does that look like for you? And if you're not sure, let me know. If you have a question about this, let me know. You're welcome to post it in the chat. Okay. So Abigail says, can you repeat the prompt? Yes. All right. The prompt is, what, after experiencing the last 4 days about creative flow, what do you feel is your next best step to keep this practice going? Okay, so I'm asking you to make it measurable, but you can do a drawing about this, because the more that you put energy, the more it's going to grow. But commit to yourself. Like, are you committing to self-care 5 days a week? Are you through art? Are you going to make a series? Are you going to focus on, maybe you have an art group that you want to build, right? Or a course that you want to launch, or a book that you want to create. Like, if it was a book that I was going to create, I would say I would do a little image of my book, and like, I'm committing to 1 hour every day for the next month, you know. So making it measurable so that we know that you're making that commitment. So we can ask you about it in a few weeks, or see each other in Creative Soul and Retreat and be like, hey, how's that going? Right? And we can help you, support you in it. So Denise says, too many ideas. How do I choose? Okay. So you want to choose something that's going to make you happy, that's going to inspire you, that's going to hold you through, right? Not something you're kind of like, that's cute, but something that's really going to have like more of a ripple effect for you. If you want to be a little bit more specific, Denise, you could put it on there. Like, are you trying to debate between one or the other? If you could let us know, maybe that could help you. And you're never going to make a wrong choice, but you have to make a choice. Okay, so Colleen says, I'm not getting any images right now, just listing a few ideas. Okay. I have a commitment issue. Oh no, you can't. Hey, listen, Lisa, you showed up here every day. You obviously can make a commitment. Liz says she can relate. Okay, so why is the commitment issue? That you feel like you're not going to follow through? Or and then we just recommit, right? Okay, I'm not sure what the first part is. I've been wanting to develop so many things, each of which I would delight in: natural illustration of big felines, developing my landscape skills, developing my character drawings. Okay, so out of those three that you just listed, can help because you ideas in a backlog. Okay, which one of these would be the easiest for you? I always say hit the easy button. What's going to be the most fun, the most easy? Maybe you have something that's already started. Go in that direction, whatever you're kind of leaning towards. And actually, when you talk about big felines and landscape, I feel like they just kind of go together. Let's see. Stephanie says, I have the same issue, Denise. I want to do a 15-minute meditation writing exercise 5 days a week. Okay, that sounds doable. But I also want to work on developing my business and have a daily art, drawing, painting practice. Okay, Stephanie. Yes, this is definitely doable too. So part of your morning ritual, self-care practice, is that waking up, doing the meditation, writing, but you also schedule in your time to work on the business, right? Think of a time that you could squeeze in, maybe 45 minutes, half an hour, whatever, and put that into, say, this is my business stuff. This is whether you're going to market it, you're going to post it on Instagram, you're going to take images of your work. That's business stuff, right? And then another half an hour where you'd actually create. Believe me, if you can, you believe in yourself and say, I can do this, you can organize it. Just kind of like it's like setting up your ideal day of like, where can I put this and this and this? I think it's fun. It's kind of like Jenga. Like, how do I do it? It's like I look at my schedule and say, okay, well, I can squeeze it in there. Karen says, create a weekly time to do a self-healing art session and do it for a month. Oh, I like that, Karen. Yes, that sounds measurable and healing. And schedule it on your calendar, most definitely. Okay, so Laura says, besides creating a new series, I was invited yesterday to create a 1 to 2 day art workshop for a local senior center. Congratulations. So I need to get focused on the topic and the presentation. Meeting with them next Thursday should be fun. I'm also working on my current series, Beloved. Excellent. Well, it sounds like you have a plan, like that commitment. Easiest would be for Denise, would be finishing landscape course that I signed up for. Okay, yes, then do that. Okay, I want to bring somebody up. Who would like to share theirs? Were you able to make an image, or if it's just what you're committed to? Denise says she's obsessed with felines. Well, you know what? It's Leo season, so you got to do some lions and post it in the group. Get that Leo energy, very fiery and creative. I'm a Leo. My birthday's coming up, so I'm feeling that energy. Denise says it's a deal. All right, we want to see you. Who would like to share theirs? Like, remember, when we create in community, it or share in community like this, it actually amplifies the magic, right? That's what manifesting is about. You're putting it out into the universe. You're using that throat chakra. You're communicating. Would anyone like to be brave and share? Anybody? Oh, Victoria, let me find you. Okay, sorry, it takes me a little while because I'm scrolling. There you are. Hi, Victoria. Let me ask you something.
Hi, Leah.
What?
Hi, Leah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you for showing up. I'm so curious. What are you going to commit to?
Well, I struggled to find images, but I just thought it was important to write it down anyway. So I am committing to creating 5 pieces of abstract art per month. I'm going to spend a Saturday morning starting the piece and then continue working on it during the week, because I kind of find with abstract, I go back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to research specific art courses around abstract art, because I'd like to improve my techniques and knowledge on the subject matter, because I'm self-taught.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to look at trying to engage in at least 1 or 2 courses if they're available.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last thing I'm going to do is read Lisa Congdon's book, Find Your Artistic Voice, because that is something that's really important for me at the moment.
I love her. I actually have one of her books. I can't remember. It's like an art business one. But she's so inspiring. I love everything that she makes. It's a lot of fun. Awesome. It sounds very clear. It sounds like, you want to do your artworks 5 per month. You're going to do the art courses, and you're going to get some inspiration by reading Lisa's book. That sounds awesome. I want to see the paintings in the Creative Salon Retreat when you get them done, okay?
I will. I'll be posting them.
Okay.
I look forward to it.
Awesome.
Thanks, Leah.
Awesome. All right, so we had a couple other people raise their hand. Let me find you. Okay. So Abigail, did you raise your hand?
Yes, I did.
Yes, there you
Yes,
are.
please.
Okay, let me find you.
Yeah.
Add spotlight. Hi, Abigail.
Ooh, hello. Just lost my mouse. Uh-oh. Okay. Let me.
What are you committing to?
I am committing to 1 hour a day of 3 things. So I had several things that were important, and I feel like they all kind of flow together. So I have my 3 bubbles. So each day, each hour a day is either going to be a day for creative flow, a day to work on my project. One right now is a creative calendar that I'm working on, and then that will flow into a book project. And then the third bubble is growing my business. So
it's so organized.
So I'm committing to carving out that 1 hour a day, and I drew them as kind of circle bubbles because I didn't want to structure it too much, but wanted to have that flexibility of how I was feeling in the moment of the hour that I created.
I love
or carved out. Right.
No, I love that, because it's like, I think that's what people are scared to commit. Like when they made that message on the chat was like, I'm scared to commit. It's like, be flexible, right? Like you might feel like doing more business stuff one day than you do actually creating, like on your book project. So, I like that you said that you're just being open, but you are committing to doing something. So that's beautiful. Yay, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for sharing. And I loved your, I know you shared your Instagram, and it's beautiful, your photography.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That has been like the way I express myself, but this week has actually made me think about, and I've had a friend of mine kind of push me into this, like, or had me thinking about like taking that work and bringing it into like a visual multimedia type of art thing. So I'm gonna think more about that.
Okay, like the next step there. Yeah, I can't wait for everyone
Yeah.
to see your work when you post your Instagram. She does like these macro images of flowers. They're really beautiful. Awesome. Anyone else feeling brave today and want to share what you're committing to? We all support you. Anybody? So quiet. All right, this is your opportunity. Don't be scared to commit, okay? And I think that's part, like, if we don't show up, like I really had all intention to like wake up today and you know, paint on my canvas, and I actually ended up like cleaning, which is not as much fun, but it needs to be done. But I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to have self-compassion and tell myself, you know what, I have another hour that I can go and squeeze that in, right? So just be open, be flexible, and yeah, the more you focus on it, it'll grow. Christine says, sorry, I'm not alone, 4 people working. Oh, that's okay. We can't hear anything or see anything, so you're good. Sandy, do you have your hand raised? Yeah. Okay, let me add a spotlight. Do you want to unmute yourself?
There we go. Am I unmuted?
Yes.
Sorry. Technologically. Okay. Oh, okay. So I don't have anything drawn yet because but I'm a little bit overwhelmed as usual. I mean, I've got a lot of things that I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, well, okay, I'll just throw it out there, you know? But I've got a little businessy thing that I'm wanting to start with, craft things with painted rocks and bookmarks and little things that I want to sell that I'm working on. And I'm here in Santa Cruz, so there's a lot of opportunity to do that, but I tend to be a introverted person, so that's real hard for me to kind of get going with that. And then I've got my painting
Mm-hmm.
that I'm doing, but then I don't have my painting space is a little awkward right now. So that's kind of separate. So I'd like to get that going again also, but I've mentally made good progress. Okay, I can have my business and I can focus more with the creating things to sell, and I don't take the pressure off of selling the paintings, and the paintings can be more for me. And that's legitimate. That's an okay thing, because for a long time I thought, oh, the paintings have got to be, you know, if you're not selling a lot of paintings, then you're failing. So that's, you know, I'm getting that out of my head. So anyway, so there's nothing really to show yet, because I was just, so I like I said, there's nothing drawn, but
I love that. I think that, like you said, like you want to do the painted rocks to sell, but you would like to do paintings for yourself. And it sounds like the painting for yourself, maybe the healing aspect just for you, will be most important right now. And then, you know, working on your self-confidence and showing up to sell either the paintings or the rocks will come.
Yes. Yeah. And so maybe some goals would be, because I'm kind of shooting for maybe the fall, the September, because there are lots of things, lots of little, like, besides just farmers markets, there are lots of little arts markets and stuff around here all the time. So, okay, if I shoot for September, October, if I can get going, and I've been working on a lot of stuff, and get the Instagram account up and learn about the Venmo or PayPal or whatever, figure all that stuff out. Get stuff's a bit overwhelmed. If I can get all that stuff going by September, October, then maybe that would be a good goal.
Yeah, and I like that you picked a date, because if you just kind of put it out there, it's probably not going to happen. But you say, I'm going to, focus on it, and that'll be for September, and then August I can, work on the art. I think that's good. It makes it more measurable.
Yes. Yeah. Get ready.
Sounds like you got a plan. Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate you sharing.
Thank you very much.
Someone had written here, painting rocks. We have a community in Cape Town where we paint small rocks and hide them around public spaces for people to find them. The community is called Cape Town Rocks. It's all about spreading small moments of magic. Aw. Yeah. Gift shops are actually, like you said, is a really good place to share those. And that's just a simple, asking to speak to the manager or the owner and just sharing, say, hey, look what I have these. If you feel like this is a fit. And then you just leave them and put a price on them and check back. So it's just more about like making those relationships with people. So it's not so scary.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, good. I am glad you are ready to show up and share your gifts, because part of the prize say, let me go back to sharing my screen. Of sharing your next best step, we'll post that into the group, or if you don't want to post your drawing, you can always post your art under this. This is going to be able to win the prize for today. Oh, Lisa's in the waiting room. So posting what you're going to do to put yourself out there, right? Of what you're committing to, right? And then you can put your art, your Instagram account, if you have a group or if you have a website, please post that so that we can all see your magic and share each other. And then again, I offer this 30-minute creative soul sessions. This is just a fun time for us to connect, and then I can help you, gain more clarity or help you with your next best step. And that's it. I just want to thank you all so much for showing up, for 5 days. I know that it is a commitment to do it, but you did it, and you should definitely celebrate yourself tonight. I'm going to go get me a bath bomb. And I look forward to seeing how this transpires, and let's definitely celebrate you. So if something shows up for you, let's celebrate you. Please post it in the group so that we can see the growth, right? I love getting images from my clients or my friends to say, hey, look what happened. And I'm like, yay, I get to celebrate you. So thank you so much. I'm sending you lots and lots of love, and I will see you in the group. Can't wait to see your artwork. Bye.